Part 1. The silent town. Every year, when the first frost touches the ground, my town goes silent. Doors are nailed shut, windows are covered, and not a single candle is left burning. We all know why. The old stories say the lantern root walks at night, hunting the house that forgets to darken its lights. Last year, my brother Alton disappeared on this very night. They told me he ran, or froze, or worse, but I don't believe that. I believe the lantern root took him. Everyone warns me to stay inside, to follow the rules. But tonight, I can't. I'm packing my old rusted lantern, the one passed down in our family. If there's even a chance my brother's still out there, I have to find him. As the clock strikes midnight, I wait in the dark. My heart pounds, and then 3 slow knocks echo on my door. Part 2. 3 knocks, 1 lantern, they say. The lantern root always asks permission. 3 knocks on the door. If you answer, it takes you. If you stay silent, it moves on. My hands shake, but I don't open. I blow out every light in the house, except my lantern. The old stories say this one keeps it away. But I don't know if I believe. Through the peephole, I see something. The street is empty, but faint orange footprints glow across the porch. The sound of vines scraping along the wood makes my skin crawl. I slip out the back window into the freezing night. The whole town is dead silent, every home sealed shut. But I follow the glowing prints burned into the road. They lead me past empty shops, past the shuttered school, until I look up. The church is wrong. It's been ripped from its foundation. Roots wrap around the bell tower, pulling it sideways. And yet the bell tolls all on its own. Part 3. Roots in the sanctuary. I step inside the leaning church. The air smells like sap and rot. Roots push through the walls, curling across the floorboards, piercing through the wooden boards where prayers used to hang. I freeze when I see it. My family name is spelled out in black roots, dripping with sticky resin. And there on the altarized spot, Alton's jacket. I rush to it, my heart pounding. In the pocket is a chalk map of the cornfields. At the center is a spiral symbol I've never seen before. Before I can study it further, the bell rope moves. But it isn't rope, it's a vine, twitching like a living muscle. I back away, but the heavy church doors slam shut. The candles on the altar ignite one by one, glowing with orange light. And then I hear it. Footsteps, not boots, not shoes. The sound of roots tapping against the floorboards. Getting closer. Part 4. The lantern root appears. The shadow stretches up the aisle, and then it comes into view. The lantern root. Its head is a rotting gourd, carved with a jagged mouth that never moves, but glows from within. On its skull rests a crown of pumpkin rings, each one carved with names I recognize children from this town, names from our graveyard. Its chest is not flesh, but glass, glowing like a lantern. And inside that lantern, moths flutter desperately, beating their wings against the glass. I crawl under the pews, holding my breath. My lantern flickers in my hand, as if reacting to the thing's heartbeat. Then I notice something that makes me sick beneath the vines on its wrists. I see human skin. Someone is inside that creature. It tilts its head, as if smelling me. I grab a hymn book, hurl it across the church, and as it crashes, I sprint through the side door. But as I run through the empty streets, my lantern flickers, in perfect rhythm, with the light glowing inside the monster's chest. Part 5. The seed spiral. I follow the chalk map to the old cannery. The place is abandoned, the air thick with dust. On the concrete floor, I see spirals drawn in chalk. Jar after jar of strange powders stacked in crates, labeled with words like silt, smoke, and first snow. I find an old tape recorder and press play. My brother's voice fills the room. The lantern root isn't born, he says, his voice weak. It's chosen. A brother lures it into the spiral, breaks the crown, and frees the host. If I fail, it chooses me. If I fail again, it chooses you. my throat goes dry. Our family weren't just victims, we were lantern keepers. The rusted lantern I carry, it's a key. I pocket a jar labeled First Snow, gripping it tightly. I draw the spiral on the floor, place my lantern in the center, and steady my breath. And then the walls tremble. Vines burst through the windows, flooding the room. The lantern root steps into the spiral. Part 6. Break the crown. I circle the spiral counterclockwise, sprinkling the powder called First Snow. Wherever it touches, the vines recoil with a hiss. The lantern root stumbles, its chest glowing brighter. The moths frantic against the glass. I see it now. The latch on its lantern chest is the same shape as the mark on my own lantern. With every step, I get closer. Then, at the perfect moment, I slam my lantern against its chest. A click echoes through the cannery. The chest cracks open. Inside, an eye blinks. My brother's eye, Alton's voice, muffled, desperate. Break the crown. I grab a rusted hook from the wall and swing with all my strength. The hook smashes into one of the pumpkin rings. It splinters, shatters, and falls at my feet. I bend down to pick it up. And that's when I see it. Carved into the inside of the broken crown, it's my name. 6 years ago, my older brother Alton saved my life. I was cursed to become the lantern root, a creature of pure shadow and vines that fed on human warmth but only took human names. Every year on the winter solstice, I'd feel its icy tendrils creep up my spine, stealing my breath and freezing my blood until one of us died. That's why I carry this lantern. It's the only thing that keeps the lantern root at bay. But now the ritual is changing. As the first snowflake falls, I feel the cold seeping into my bones. I need to get to the ceremony before the midnight bell tolls. In the town square, an altar has been built, shrouded by fog and flame. I see the high priestess standing before it, waiting. When she turns, our eyes meet, and I see understanding in hers. She does not fear the lantern root, for she knows its secret. The ritual begins. The villagers call out names of loved ones lost to the winter frost. With each name, the fog on the altar thickens, coalescing into a single word: winter. Then the townspeople turn to me. They want me to say my brother's name. But how can I? How can I speak his name and doom him to 6 more years trapped inside the root? That's when the old crone steps forward. The villagers turn to her, confused, as she takes a gnarled staff and plants it firmly into the ground. The moment the staff touches soil, a vine erupts, coiling around the crone. She screams, but then goes still. The villagers scream as the fog on the altar forms another word. Alden, my blood turns to ice. Alden's voice steadies from inside the monster. I took your place last year. The crown always chooses a name. I switched it before it sealed. Images flood my mind. Alton handing me the lantern with a smile, telling me to wait at home while he walked into the frost alone. He saved me. His voice shakes. If you break the last ring, I'll be free. But the curse needs another name to bind. The burden will fall on someone else, maybe you. I lift the crown piece in my hand. Under my carved name, the rind is blank. Empty for the first time, the lantern root has not chosen its next victim. My heart pounds. If I break the crown completely, maybe this ends forever. I raise the hook, ready to smash the final ring. But then, through the vines, a human hand bursts free. Alton's hand. It grabs my wrist, and in a whisper, he says, "Wait." A plan forms in my mind. I let the root drag me forward. I need to get close to the altar, close to the lantern. The moment I touch it, memories flood my mind. Alton's face, the warmth of his smile, his laugh echoing in my ears. I open my lantern. The moths inside spill out, swirling with the ones in the creature's chest. Together, they form a single word in the air end. Instead of smashing the final ring, I twist the crown inside out, forcing the broken pieces over the latch of its chest. The crown is no longer a halo. It's a lock. The chest light dims, the vines loosen, and the gourd head crumbles away. Alton falls to the floor, gasping, roots peeling from his skin. The cannery is silent. Outside, the sun rises over a quiet town. I lift the sealed lantern, the broken crown still clamped across it. I look to my brother and whisper, "No more brothers."